You mentioned the Celebrity Banister. Looking back on that now, was that a positive experience for the club?
Oh, it was, in every aspect of it. Like, from a sponsorship point of view, the amount of sponsors that came on board that wanted to be involved with us, the community themselves, as I said, like, we went to collection, we couldn't believe the crowds that followed us. Like, the Celebrity Banister was a thing that I myself had sort of looked at. It's a programme I watched on the television, and I of all the reality TV programmes that were out there, I always felt that it was one that just was something that came from the heart of the community. In every community in Ireland, they would all be able to affiliate to a GAA team in their own parish or whatever. So I always thought, that it was something that would go well here. And I had tried once or twice, sent emails and whatever, and no success. And then, as I said, in 2011, we got the phone call to say they wanted to meet us. So we had the meeting here, actually, in the facilities we are sitting here this evening, and they were more than impressed with what they saw, and it went from strength to strength. So we had our reveal day then, and we had Tommy Fleming was our coach for the duration of the competition. So it was something that the players enjoyed. I immensely enjoyed it, being involved with it, and I think everybody in the parish really got in behind it at the training sessions. We had our tea ladies here every evening making tea for Tommy and for all the camera crew and the whole lot. So there was a real fun environment to the whole thing, and just it sold this community, I think, very, very well. We came across very well ourselves, both on the television and to the media in general. So I think we've done ourselves proud, but we really enjoyed it when we were doing it,
It was an interesting choice, because I suppose for someone looking in from the outside, St. Patrick's had such a proud history, winning senior championships and that, and had dropped down to junior level, came up in 2010, but obviously there was enough to sell this club in that it remained strong in the GAA, and obviously that's what producers noticed, and that's why they chose the club.
Well, exactly. When it came to picking this club here, even though we ourselves were the ones that had sort of thrown it out there to say that we would be interested in doing it, it was only after the whole thing was over that, from talking to the producers and that we realised how much of a background check they did actually do on you, in that they don't just sort of throw names into a hat and pull out what they think it'll do on the day. They will actually do a history check on you to see, are you going to be up to the standard of football? Because I suppose from a show point of view, they don't want to send any team out to the Wolves that's going to get hockey. It's not going to make good for good television viewing or that. So they want to know that you were strong enough to be able to hold your own against other intermediate clubs around the country. And I think by and large we did. Like as we bet Aughrim here on our home ground, we were fortunate to get a home draw first, and we lost a collection on the day below. But it was touch and go for a long period of the game. Like, I think they were more nervous than us for a long period of the match, and that they just pipped us. I suppose home advantage does carry a lot in any game, and it stood to them on the day. But at the same time, we did ourselves proud down there. We came away with our heads held high, and I suppose the probably one regret we had when we looked back on it was when you sat and looked at the final that year and see Collection go on, I think it was to win it, and you sort of think to yourself, that could have been us, but on the day it wasn't. So we'd have to, I think it's every 70 years it'll come round, so we'll wait again.
Well, I mean, more than anything, once again it established the GAA club's place at the heart of this community, and it remains so. And even I was looking at the club website before I came in, and they're advertising a clean-up at the end of the month around the area that the club is taking on. And I suppose it's all about keeping the community links and I suppose even the family links strong.
Well, exactly. Like as you mentioned, we have the clean-up that's taking place on Good Friday, where we're going to get all the players and members of the club just to walk the highways and Screen and Dromard or wherever, and gather up any litter that's gathered there along the roadway, just to tidy up the area and that. Because like this time last year, we held our own scratch, what we call a scrap Saturday, where we got all the people in the community to any unwanted metals or that they had around their house, and we set up our own collection service where we would go and collect it. And there was also a drop-off point in Rafters Quarry, and we couldn't believe the volume of material that was given to us by the community themselves. And likewise, we held one not only 2 weeks ago. We held it as a scrappy too, but we didn't. We just said we run with it. We weren't expecting huge volume, and yet at the same time we were pleasantly surprised again what was produced to us. So I suppose from that point of view, when you view the community that's going to come in behind you and help you in your fundraising endeavours, be it whatever it is, it's nice to be able to give something back as well. So this is one thing that it's been driven by Mark Boland. Mark himself came up with the idea and he's pushing it at the moment. So we're getting all the players out and just to give the area a bit of a spring clean and get it ready for the summer ahead.
Okay, then just to finish up, I suppose, Martin, you've mentioned obviously the aims for the senior team for the year ahead. You've mentioned keeping the underage strong and obviously events like the clean-up. Now, what else can we expect from St. Pat's in 2013?
Well, I'd hope from the years gone by and looking forward this year, the first and foremost we need to hold on to our current membership as what it is and try and increase the number of players that underage that are coming down to play football, because like we can talk about senior football all we want, but it's the same if you don't have the underage structures in place and the kids coming to training and getting good coaching, you won't have a senior team. It'll wear itself out over a period of time. So we want to keep our membership as what it is and our members up there getting good coaching. From a football point of view on the field, we'd like to every year you try and target success. I suppose one thing that we have been targeting for a long time is minor success. We have always been there or thereabouts with our minor team in that we've been in numerous county finals, be it A and B level, but we've always just been pipped on the day, be it for whatever reason. And it's something that's been mentioned this year that we would like to try hard and give the minor a good crack this year to see could we get up there and be seen as a club that is well able to win a minor title. From a senior point of view, I suppose first and foremost our main aim this year is to maintain our League One status. We worked hard last year to get up there, be it all. I think we only lost 2 games for the entire year and we were runners up to one of the teams that beat us, Calera. So there was a huge work put into that to get up to Senior 1, but now that work isn't over because, as you know, the Senior 1 football, it's a big step up. So we're going to be trying very, very hard to make sure that we maintain that status for the year ahead and build off that. And then hopefully that on the strength of playing in Senior League 1 football, that will wash off on us for our intermediate championship. And that we will give that, like I suppose, for us to do better than last year we did on the intermediate championship, we have to actually make the final this year because we were beaten semi-finalists last year. So we have to work hard to get to the final. I'm a firm believer in that. Even with coaching kids up through the years, I'd never say that I wanted to win a final. I'd always put it to them that we wanted to get to the final and then on the day treat that separately and address it on the day and see how you get on, because as you know, finals are finals, that can be fickle enough to win, but the important is get there. So I think that would be our main aims on the field, success both in all age groups, if we could at all. And then I suppose on the other end of it, off the pitch, try and increase our social membership. If we could pull more people in to get involved in the club. We had a registration day here, I think it was last week, actually Sam Maguire was here. So we had the cup on show and all the kids were here getting their photographs taken with that. I'd like to maybe, when I am here, say a special thanks to Audrey Keys and her husband Alistair, because the minute we mentioned getting the cup here, Audrey was on the case and ensured us the cup came, and that was it. So we owe a big special thanks to her. So we had a registration that evening, and in fairness, a lot of people did come and join the club that evening, social members as well. So we'd like to get more in. There's no such thing as being too late to join. We're open the whole year round.
Ocean FM. For match news, visit clubisfamily.ie. Brought to you by AIB, proud sponsors of the AIB GA Club Championships. Ocean FM.
For the next part of our GA Club focus on St. Patrick's GA Club here in Dromard, we're speaking with Gerard Clark, the current secretary within the club, and Trevor Boland, who is the treasurer. Gerard, for yourself, first of all, as secretary, you might just outline to us a little bit in a bit more detail about the history of this club, and particularly the development that we see here.
Right, well, the pitch here, St. Pat's pitch, was opened here in 1984. And the community centre here then was built in 1989. So we also have another pitch and running track around the development, which the late Eamon Burke was very much responsible for, and the community raised a lot of funds for it as well. So presently we have our St. Pat's pitch where our seniors and minors play, and the underage then is on our other community pitch. So we've great development here, running track and all, and we're very proud of our development here.
Rightly, you should be. Before the development of the pitch, was that a redeveloped pitch, or where did the team play before that?
Well, before 1984, we used to use Dan O'Connor's field, which is back the road there, about 2 mile, and that was the pitch that was used for the parish at the time. There was different places used, but in 1984, the president of the GAA, Paddy Buggy, the day Paddy Buggy had the official opening here in 1984. So we've developed on from that since 84, and we've a fine pitch here.
That was obviously a good time for St Patrick's GAA Club. It was in the middle of a number of senior titles that were won, but nonetheless, I'm sure it was a tough decision, a brave decision maybe to go ahead with a development like that.
Well, it was. I think there was a couple of acres bought at the time, and money wouldn't have been too plentiful at the time, but I think it was something like 8,000 it was bought for at the time, but it was developed over the years and the community all rode in behind it, and that's what we have the fruits of it today.
Yeah, absolutely, and as I mentioned, it was a particularly good time for the club, so I mean at the time it must have been just brilliant to have the pitch, the new pitch out there.
Yes, because they went on to win the 1988-89 the championship, which is hasn't been beaten since in the record, but it was also a building ground for us to come along with underage and that, I suppose, after. So we bore the fruits of that and continued on since.
You mentioned money wasn't too plentiful at the time. It's not too plentiful at the minute, Trevor, which makes your job, I suppose, all the bit more interesting. Talk us through a little bit about the club and I suppose how the club finances itself year on year.
Yeah, as you say, Dara, times are tough there. We very much depend on the members and the people in the local community to support us, and we're very thankful. Anything we do here in the parish, be it Celebrity Bonastore or scrap collections or draws, the community is very good and comes out and supports us. We also have a number of sponsors in the parish, both local businesses and businesses a bit further afield towards Ballastare, Clooney, Sligo Town as well. And we rely on their support, and we're very grateful to the support we get from our sponsors.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's very important to every club, of course, and I suppose the Celebrity Bonastore was kind of a big selling point a couple of years ago in terms of getting more people on board, would it have been?
Yeah, Celebrity Bonastore was great for the club at the time because it brought in a great amount of goodwill into the club. The day we had the game here, there was huge support from the parish, and that support has continued on in the years since. As I say, anything we do now, the community is very much rose in behind us and gives us full support.
Is it a case that the club puts on one or two big fundraisers a year, or is it constantly month on month, trying to get a few euro in?
It's a combination of both there. You can have the big fundraisers, but you need to do a unique event to get people to support it. To have the big fundraiser to get the big money in if you're doing a one-off thing. Whereas the regular stream of income you also need that. With the signs on the pitch we have, that's a regular stream of income we have, and we'll have that every year. We're trying to increase our paid up membership base. We're trying to get up to over 100. We have about 150 underage members registered in the club. So that brings in money through membership as well. So it's various ways. It's a combination of the big event, you do your one-off big event and have smaller regular streams during the year as well.
Is there anything planned in the pipelines for this year?
Well, at the moment we have a very active finance and fundraising committee, and that's been set up as part of the 5-year plan that the club is developing at the moment. Now, we haven't finalised the fundraising plans for the year, but we have a few ideas rolling about in that committee, and we're working on them at the moment.